Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, hundreds of eastern Kentuckians could lose disability payments because of a federal fraud investigation. And it's all linked to a Floyd County attorney.
We're learning more about the man who police say hit and killed a Lexington cyclist in Georgetown over the weekend.
And we're tracking a developing international story this morning. Several top officials at FIFA, the world's governing body for soccer, have been arrested. We'll tell you why coming up on WKYT.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, hump day already. We welcome you to WKYT This Morning. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope you're having a great start to your day. You can tell that something happened when you get up in the morning and you see all this tree limbs out and leaves out in the streets. So I was asleep when it all started, but
started up a little bit out there as some storms were moving through with a little wind here and there, but certainly some rain. And let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris, who's tracking what we expect today.
Yeah, it looks like another shot at least for a couple of thunderstorms. It's definitely not going to be as prevalent as what we saw yesterday, but you'll be holding on to some of these storms rolling through later on today. Right now, it's pretty calm and quiet. Got to watch out for some fog this morning just because of that rain yesterday, some clearing of the skies. There's that moisture there. It's humid. It's not feeling good this morning. It's a pretty mild start already near 70 degrees. Storm or two during the afternoon. But really, the best coverage actually comes after the sun sets. So what do you expect out of that one? I'll have that forecast to you, and also your 7-day, because it looks steamy and it looks stormy all the way through your next 7 days. That comes up in a few minutes.
All right, get those details in a bit. Thank you. Let's get to the news.
Well, hundreds of people in eastern Kentucky could lose their disability payments because of a federal fraud investigation.
Clients of Floyd County Attorney Eric Kahn found out about his loss, that loss that they're going to be getting after they received letters from the Social Security Administration. WKYT's Mark Barber is live in Lexington with more on the case. Mark, we've learned the Floyd County Bar Association is going to meet this afternoon. What are they going to try to do at that point?
Good morning, Bill. That's right. They will be meeting. That emergency meeting will be at 5 p.m. and the Floyd County Bar Association says they will be trying to figure out how they will handle the suspension of these disability benefits. More than 800 letters have been sent out to Eric Kahn's clients saying their disability payments have been suspended, according to our partners at the Herald Leader. The Social Security Administration is cutting off those benefits as the federal fraud investigation continues. In 2013, a congressional report accused Kahn of scheming with Judge David Dougherty to approve more than 1,500 disability cases from 2006 to 2010. And those 4 years, Kahn made $4.5 million in lawyer fees that were paid by Social Security. A former worker for the attorney says Kahn also looked for doctors with suspicious credentials so he could have them sign off on reports because they wouldn't question any information. According to our partners at the Herald Leader, many of Kahn's clients will now have trouble finding a different attorney to help them redetermine their eligibility for those disability payments. Now, the Herald Leader also spoke with Ray Jones, a state attorney, an attorney as well as a state senator, and he thinks that many of Kahn's affected clients are innocent. Kahn has yet to be charged in the case. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you. We'll follow up, of course. And a man accused of hitting and killing a cyclist with his truck has pled not guilty to murder and DUI charges. Odilon Paz Salvador made his first court appearance on those charges yesterday in Scott County. Georgetown police say Paz Salvador hit 57-year-old Mark Hinkle on Saturday during the annual Horsey 100 event. The impact threw Hinkle into the windshield, and he then landed on the truck bed. He later died at UK Hospital. Hinkle was a lawyer here in Lexington, and those who worked with him at the firm Landrum & Schaus say he is going to be missed.
He was a fine attorney, and he's the best lawyer, a super lawyer, and a good partner, and most of all, a good friend.
Georgetown police say Paz Salvador admitted to drinking beer and smoking marijuana before the crash. He is expected back in court on June 2nd for a preliminary hearing.
Well, this is Paz Salvador's third DUI offense. While in court yesterday, we learned that he faced deportation back in 2012 for a DUI charge. A spokesperson for the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE, says their agency first encountered Paz Salvador in 2012 after a DUI conviction in Fayette County. He was released from their custody after posting bond. A local attorney says the potential now exists for the federal government to file charges. Paz Salvador's family tells us that he is not a citizen, but he is living here in the U.S. legally. He has lived and worked in Kentucky for the last 15 years and is married to an American.
It has been 5 years now since a man was hit by a car and killed in central Kentucky. Robert Luther was hit along Interstate 64 in Rowan County back in 2010. Police say he was having car trouble on his way home to Tennessee after going to his son's graduation in Ohio. So far, no one has been arrested in the case. Luther's son returned to Moorhead yesterday to spread the word of his father's death.
He had called his wife around 4:30 a.m. and told her that his truck was broken down and he was walking to get help.
Now, Ryan Luther says he is looking for closure, not justice. State police tell us they do have some evidence from the scene. They say it could be from the truck or trailer that hit Luther.
We are tracking a developing international story this morning. Several officials from FIFA, that's the world's governing body for soccer, have been arrested on corruption charges. WKYT's Sean Moody is at our live desk with a look at the arrest. Sean, how many officials have been taken into custody?
Good morning, Rebecca. So far, we know of 6. Those happened at an overnight luxury hotel in Zurich, Switzerland. Also, just in the past 20 minutes or so, the Associated Press reported Swiss prosecutors have opened an investigation into the bidding process for the 2018 and 2022 World Cups in Russia and Qatar. According to the New York Times, 14 people were indicted on charges of racketeering, wire fraud, and money laundering. CBS News reports this case centers around bribes and kickbacks of more than $100 million that officials say went through U.S. banks. The Times reported that the indictment says the alleged bribes and kickbacks involved several international tournaments, including the selection of the 2010 World Cup host country. There have been rumors about corruption at FIFA for a long time. The New York Times reports the leaders of FIFA were at that hotel for an annual meeting when Swiss law enforcement arrested them. FIFA's president, Sepp Blatter, is not charged in the case, though CNN reports he is being investigated. CNN also reported that Jeffrey Webb, the vice president at FIFA, was one of the people arrested last night. Now, just a moment ago, I mentioned Swiss prosecutors were looking into those 2018 and 2022 World Cups. Back in December, FIFA closed an internal investigation into the bidding process for those tournaments, and they said they found no reason to go back on the decisions that awarded those tournaments to Russia and Qatar. We expect to learn a whole lot more from the Justice Department at a news conference that's coming later this morning. At the live desk, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Well, back here at home, the NAACP has filed a complaint against the Fayette County School District. Members say low-performing schools are not getting the funds they need. The president of Lexington's division says a portion of money called Section 7 money is not going to the right schools. It's supposed to go to low-performing schools with a high number of children receiving free lunches. The education chair of the NAACP says that she asked for open records from the school board, but has not gotten all the information she requested.
The Section 7 money, they said, may not have been used correctly, but they may not have Section 7 money, and I believe that they're going to stack the money in other places so that they don't have that money.
Well, the Herald Leader reports that the school board chairman says there is not time or money left for this school year. In addition, he says the school board has made other changes to help out low-income schools. One of those changes includes improving the student-teacher ratio.
The time this morning is 8 minutes after 5 on WKYT, and forest officials are warning folks to be careful as bears become more prevalent near campgrounds. Daniel Boone National Forest officials say to store your food inside a hardtop vehicle. In addition, they say you should burn or bury food or trash that could attract bears. They also want to remind folks to never feed a bear. It's both illegal and dangerous. They say if a bear approaches you, to make a lot of noise and slowly back away from it. Any way to get away, but there's a right way to get away from a bear.
Hard to slowly walk away.
Right.
Woo, that adrenaline starts going and you just want to run, run, run.
Okay, WKYT this morning on the air with all the latest, and we're just getting started here on your Wednesday.
I've never been chased by a bear, full disclosure there, but you know, I can imagine it'd be pretty scary. The state of Wisconsin trying to attract more female hunters, all by approving some special gear. We'll tell you how in 5 minutes.
Also, thousands of people have had their personal information stolen from an IRS database. We'll tell you how victims are being compensated. That's coming up in Consumer News in just a bit.
And we're looking on Defender this morning, seeing a couple of sprinkles up toward the north. bringing those scattered thunderstorm chances all throughout the rest of your work week. I'll show you that forecast coming up.